All right, hello everyone. The name of our project today is called Pin It. We are a group of four computer engineering students primarily interested in software development. For this project, we decided to develop an Android application under our advisor, Professor Lin. Our members are Matthew Roberts, Tony Lee, myself, Vector, and William Lai. A little bit of what we'll be going over today is a little project overview. We'll be going over a demonstration of our project, some of the tools that we used, and some issues we faced. We decided to do this project in order to gain experience in the growing mobile development industry and learn new and relevant technologies that we didn't have too much experience with prior to embarking on this project. So Pinit is an image sharing service application based for Android devices. With its name in mind, the purpose is to commemorate the alluring locations users have visited and pin them for others to see and potentially experience. The primary goal of this project is to develop an app where users just share images with each other and have locations associated with each image. This would allow people like travelers and photographers to share interesting locations with other people to visit.
Hi, this is William. I would like to talk about our inspiration. Like Vector mentioned earlier, our group is comprised of computer engineering majors. So our scope of learning revolves largely around software and programming. We wanted to dive into the hot trend of that most mainstream companies and startups are competing against each other for, and that's creating the most addicting or viral application. We want to use our basic essential and learning tools that we have learned to create these type of apps. To start off, we wanted to create our very own application to mimic our social media likings. So this would be a mesh of famous tools and apps like Instagram, Reddit, or Pinterest. Some features we observed and took value in were the uploading image capabilities, profile options, captioning, and location services. And now we have a demo which Matthew is going to help us do.
All right, hello everyone. My name is Matthew Roberts. I'll be presenting the demo. Unfortunately, since of COVID, can't actually show this in person, but I'll just be showing you the app through the emulator. Um, so from the home screen, you can just click the app, uh, and then from here, it takes you to the main home screen. Um, of course, since this is a demo, I'll just show like the process of signing up. So you register, takes you up to the register menu. And then here you could just fill out like an email. So let's say I'll type in my school email, and then we could do uh, Billy the Bronco or something for the username. And then for the password, we'll just do CPP. Um, and then you could register. And then here it's supposed to be either or. You can either put in your email or your username, and then a password to log in. Um, so here we'll do like Billy Bronco for the username, and then the password was CPP. But let's say I do in all caps, right? And then since this is case sensitive, it will say that there's a credential error with logging in. So then here we'll do CPP in lowercase, like how we did it in the registration, and we hit login, and then it takes us into the main menu or like the home screen. And this is just a feed of like other photos that have been posted. And now what you could do is you get like let's say upload, right? That would be the first function that we worked on, and you paste in a URL that you like for like an image you want to post, and then the caption, like here it's just a mountain range that will say mountains, and then you hit post, and then now if you go to the home screen, uh, the image that you posted is there. Here's just um, where the location that the photo was posted from. So uh, since this is an emulator, we can change the location that we want to upload our photo from. So here we uploaded from Waco, Texas. If you see in the other photos that we posted beforehand on other accounts, um, where the location was of the photo that was posted. And now we have profile tab where you can go into. It says Billy the Bronco, right? Since it's your name, it says the location and then the comment or the caption that we added for it. You can also like upload a profile picture. We have some of these images on our device. You select it, and then it generates a, a URL, right? So then it just loads it for you. So now if you go to like the home screen and then you go back to profile, it loads it again just from a URL link that we like predetermined from before, and that's tied into the user. So that way, um, like every user has a profile picture attached to them. And if like as we saw before, if you didn't want a profile picture, or if you didn't have a profile picture, it will tell you to select one. And then of course below it filters all the posts for, or it only lists posts that you've uploaded. It doesn't filter, it just goes through the ones that you have as the user have uploaded and then fills them out there. And then you can go upload and then log out. And then from here, like you should be good. You can't log in again because there's nothing in there. And yeah, that's a basic demo of our project.
So a little bit of how this project works. Here is a list of some of the tools and technologies we had to research and work with in order to get this application working. The first of which is Adobe XD for the login screen user interface. Another one that we use is the Coil library for Kotlin for image loading. We go over SQLite databases for user images. We use the SHA-256 encryption algorithm in order to hash our passwords so that it's not in plain text. We use Firebase for our login authentication, and we use the Android location API to get the user location. We'll just be going over a few of these tools individually now.
As for Adobe XD, we use this creative tool to create our register and login screens. So this is essentially just a prototype, and it's a common creative tool that developers use today. And they use it because of its functions, shapes, and tools to ultimately create that clean and aesthetically pleasing user interface. All in all, this would just be a template, and we would have to reconstruct this template using Android Studio.
Hey everyone, my name is Tony. I'll be going over some of the other tools we use in this project. First off is a Coil image loader. Coil is an Android library that synchronizes with Kotlin, simplifying its usage. The library optimizes and processes image URLs using techniques such as dissection and downsampling. Doing this simplifies this and easily displays the pictures with a single line of code as shown below. We could simply pick where we want the image through an element. For example, this image view, I named the image, and then I just simply add in period.load, and then the image URL, and then that would display the picture. Sorry, I forgot. For the backend, we use SQLite to set up a database to store images that have been uploaded by the users. In SQLite, we were able to create as many entries as the device can handle. And to simplify things, we set up only 3 entries that the user can input into: location, URL, and a caption. Once the data has entered the database, it could be referred to whenever needed. For example, to display an image that the user has posted, we must refer to the database and then track down that specific user and then take the image URL and then post it. As a matter of fact, most of the things seen in the front end of the application actually pulls data from this very database. Next, we wanted our app to have some basic security, so we implemented a SHA-256 algorithm. This algorithm hashes the password so it is not in plain text. So when logging in, the password text entry goes to the hashing algorithm before entering the database. So only the hash values can be seen in the database. For example, in this screenshot, under the password column, we see just the hash values, just a bunch of letters. So it's not in plain text where it could be easily hacked into.
Just adding on to what Tony said, his database is actually local. So Although it is very impressive that we created our own database from scratch, it's not very good for future proofing, and it's not very desirable if you want to allow many users to use the same application. So for future proofing purposes, we also looked into the backend service Firebase authentication. By importing their libraries and plugins, we are able to construct what we see here in this image, a list of already registered emails, which cannot be used again by new users. Each user that has been registered is then stored in our real-time Firebase database. It is essentially a tree that contains all their credentials and details, such as username and a unique ID.
So there were a number of challenges we had to face throughout this project. As many engineers, we had to overcome a steep learning curve for many of the tools we used in this project. It was our first time developing a mobile applications, and many times throughout this project, we were in uncharted territory. So for instance, we had to learn the Kotlin programming language, how to navigate through the Android Studio IDE, research database usage, learn how to implement libraries and APIs, and learn how to use GitHub to collaborate on our code base. Many of these tools we did not learn throughout our courses, so we went through a lot of time trying to research. Thank you very much for listening to our presentation. That was Pin It,
Oh.
I guess.
Experience it, pin it. Okay.
How was that?